Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on my channel. I'm Adam Ferns and this is ranking all the gym leaders in Hoenn from worst to best. Now Hoenn is the third region introduced in Pokemon, so Gen 3, and this is just a ranking of worst to best, in my opinion, of all the gym leaders that appeared in that region. Now there are 9 gym leaders in total, and as I said, this is my opinion, so if your opinion's different, which it most likely is, please say in the comments below who your favourite gym leader from Hoenn is. I'll be interested to know. As you can see, I got my light problem figured out. It wasn't cheap, but I got my light problem figured out, so I can finally see myself. Yay. So let's get right into this with the worst gym leader is the first one, which is Roxanne. Hold on. I'm personally not a fan of Roxanne for the simple reason, well, since I didn't start in that region, I started in Sinnoh, I find her to be a copy and paste of Rourke. Her gym design is boring, like every other first gym design. And also, her team is a bit easy with 2 or 3 Pokemon in each one. In each version you go against her in. The hardest one is Nosepass, but that would take like 2 hits at most. Well, 2 hits at least, and 3 or 4 at most. And if you level up your starter enough, if it's a fire one, you will have the type advantage if it evolves. So either way, with any starter you pick, you're going to have the type advantage. It just depends how much grinding you have to do. And I forgot to say this yes again. Roxanne is a rock-type gym leader in Rossborough City. Going into 8th place, we have Brawly, the Fighter-type gym leader of Dewford Town. And this is actually the second gym leader you go against. And unlike Roxanne, none of the starters have a type advantage against this one. But God's sake. But you should have access to a Tailo or other flying types along with other psychic types, so that would help. Or you can do what most people did, and this is what I did during one of my early playthroughs of Hoenn. Use my starter, level up a lot. For me, it was Trico Largos, and I leveled it up until it learned Leaf Blade when it was a Grovyle. Yeah, and I just swept the rest of the game. So, okay. But Brawly was in. But there's not really much else to say about Brawly. It's essentially Morty's gym, apart from you won't get zapped back to the start if you make a wrong step. Is there anything else to say about Brawly? No, he's kind of boring in my opinion. There's a better fighting type gym leader. He's better than Chuck, easily, but there's another one which I think is better. Oh, 2 more actually. Maybe, yeah, 3. 3 fighter type gym leaders that are better. Moving on to 7th place, we have the third gym leader of Hoenn, which is Watson. He's the electric type gym leader of Marville City. And I think you see a theme going along here. Watson's gym is actually quite good in design. However, his team is boring. Like, in every game you go against him in, apart from Emerald, he doesn't use any electric types that were introduced in Hoenn. Always Pokemon are either introduced in Gen 1 or Gen 2. Never used a Manectric or Electrike until Emerald. And even when the remakes came out, he still didn't use them. So, in my opinion, it's just a wasted gym leader, really. Because Roxanne used Nosepass, introduced in Hoenn, and Brawly used Makihita, also introduced in Hoenn. What did Watson use? Oh yes, a few Magnemites and maybe a Magneton. I actually can't remember his team. Voltorb as well. Introduced in Kanto, Gen 1. So Watson, sort yourself out. Maybe I'll like you more. But moving on to 6th place, we have Hoenn. He is the water-type gym leader of Sutopolis City in Emerald version. And Hoenn is only here because he is actually the only gym leader out of all of them that I did not go against. Um, Now, if I say something like that, I should have him in last place, so I shouldn't really be talking about him. But really, from what I've saw of his battle style, it's a good battle style. A bit dishonourable with the smoke screen and double team thing. I think it's double team. Which is infuriating. But at the end of the day, uh, I don't think. I think with Hoenn, you can't just rely on grass and electric types. You're going to need to rely on more Pokemon. Pokemon with Aerial Ace or moves that will guarantee a hit to beat especially his Kingdra. He has a Love Disc as well, so take that out quickly and you won't have a low in stat. But other than that, Hoenn doesn't seem that challenging. But I will say though, when I do get to him, I will confirm whether he is challenging, annoying, or easy. I'm gonna guess challenging because even the most experienced players seem to fail against him or struggle against him. So at least there'll be a way to know that you earn that badge. So I'm not gonna really complain about it. 5th place we have now. The top 5 here are all great gym leaders in my opinion, so it was quite a hard choice for me, but I had to make the hard decision and go with Flannery as 5th place. Flannery is the Fire-type gym leader of Laveridge Town, and I think it's Laveridge Town, it makes sense, Lava Ridge, yeah, Fire-type gym leader, yeah. Flannery's team is actually really hard. Unless you bring in a team that is suited around either Sandstorm or the Rain Dance, you're gonna struggle. Because oh yeah, I just remembered this. During my first playthrough of Alpha Sapphire, my starter was actually a Marshtomp then. Well, Mudkip evolved it to Marshtomp, not Swampert yet. I sent out Marshtomp thinking it's going to be easy. I got Water and Ground, both super effective against Fire. I took down the first 2 Pokemon, then the Torkoal came out, Sunny Day, Overheat, one shot. And I just got left baffled by that, going like, is that supposed to happen? So I kind of misjudged Flannery there. But I did win because I may or may not have got, what was it? I think, where did I get it? I know I had a rock type in my party, just in case. I can't remember what the rock type was and I can't remember where I got it from. But I know I had a rock type to defend against that. Luckily I did, and since Overheat does less damage every time it's used due to its special attack dropping, is why I don't use it really. But it dealt with Flannery, so it made it easier. Yeah, so unless you actually bring in a weather team, maybe mainly rain, you're gonna struggle. Yeah, you're gonna struggle. Rain Dance and then just spam water type moves, that is probably the best way to win. Okay, moving on. Gym design, however, is great. I like that. I like the gym design. 4th place is Wallace, the water type gym leader of Sootopolis City in Ruby, Sapphire, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire. Now, in my opinion, Wallace is better than Hoenn for the simple reason I actually battled Wallace, and Wallace was hard. And he's the champion in Emerald, so that's going to be even harder. So, gym design is the same as Hoenn essentially, and so what I can say about both of them, gym design is actually rather good. Wallace had it originally, so better. What else do I need to say about Wallace? The team I think is pretty similar to Hoenn, but instead of Kingdra, it's Milotic. So which I prefer Milotic more than Kingdra any day. But personally, Wallace to me is just more iconic in my opinion than Hoenn, because we actually see Wallace in the anime. Hoenn, I think we do as well. Like, he was Ash's 8th gym battle, but because I didn't watch the Hoenn anime, I never related to him. I think I saw, I know, I think I saw Wallace in the Gen 4 anime. I can't remember at what point, but I think he did appear in it. That's why I know him more in the anime than then. And the battles I had against him in the gym, really fun actually. Lost a few times, but water types are OP. Third place we have Tate and Liza, the psychic type gym leaders of Moss Deep City, and they specialise in double battles, which really throws you off if you weren't expecting that. And what I mean by that, it throws you off, is really to do with the fact that during a main game playthrough, your team's built around single battles, where you can use Earthquake, Surf, and not have to think of the repercussions of hitting your teammate. When you get to Tate and Liza, however, especially in Emerald, from what I heard, I haven't gone against them in Emerald either, they are really hard because unless you actually know they're coming, you can maybe have moves that won't hit your Pokemon. That doesn't change the fact that Sunny Day boosted Flamethrower from Solrock, along with, I think, Earth Power from Claydol, along with the Lunatone and Xatu, all being formidable Pokemon. It covers most types, and unless you have, I don't know, Aggron, you may be okay, but the Sunny Day is going to be a problem. So, Water and Grass. Oh no, Water. So, what I would do, and what I am doing actually, would use my starter, which would be Swampert by then, and an Aggron. And have the Aggron go for the Xatu, the Swampert go for the Claydol, Lunatone and Solrock come out, Aggron goes for Lunatone, Swampert goes for Solrock. If that works out well, then it becomes easy. But if you don't have a plan for this double battle, you are going to struggle. I am a bit disappointed though, because the battle in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were really easy. And because I had 2 DSs and no friends, and both copies of the game, so I used Sceptile and Swampert in that battle. Let's just say it was a one-shot. It was easy. But moving on. Second place, we have Norman, the normal type gym leader of Petalburg City, and your character's father. For the first time, there's actually a gym leader that is the main character's father. And in my opinion, he's really hard. He's really hard. Every battle I've gone against him in, I struggled with. Especially when he uses Retaliate. That was in the Gen 6 one, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That Retaliate's a brutal move. Really, the only strategy I can suggest for Norman is a bit of a dishonourable one, and basically use Protect on turns when his slacking are going to attack, then attack when his slacking's truant kicks in. So Protect one turn, attack the other, Protect, attack, Protect, attack, Protect, attack. It's a dishonourable strategy. I hate it when people do that, especially when I use my slacking, but it's the only way to beat a slacking without getting hit. Unless the slacking uses a Z move, which it can't. Unless the slacking has like a secret weapon, like if it was in the double battle, have a Pokemon use Skill Swap, then you're going to be in trouble. But since it's just against Norman slacking, it's not really that hard. You just need to spam Protect and then attack. Or if you have so much faith in your Pokemon, just use fighting types like Machoke or Hariyama by then. I know you have access to other fighting types, but I can't remember what they are. but those are the only ones that stick into my head that you can possibly use to help. I never use those fighter types though for some reason. So moving on to the final gym leader I'm going to be talking about, and my favourite of Hoenn, Winona, the flying type gym leader of Fortree City. Now, there's so many things that Winona does right about her gym actually. It's in probably the best city in Hoenn in my opinion. Great team she has, especially in the Gen 3 games with Dragon Dance on the Altaria. That is scary. And the gym design is also really good as well, in my opinion. Like Lieutenant Surge's, it's guarded. Well, you can't go straight for it. You need to get cut in Gen 1. But for this one, you need to beat a Kecleon. Okay. I'm not saying I didn't like that, but at least the gym design, the gym puzzle wasn't infuriating. The gym leader was infuriating. And from this YouTuber called Jaden Animations Nuzlocke on Pokemon Ruby, from what I know of, she was scared of that battle. Which I wouldn't blame her, because Altaria has access to Earthquake and Dragon Dance, and 2 other moves, I can't remember what they are, but let's just say that Altaria is notorious for ending gym battles. Just as famous as Cynthia's Garchomp in deadliness. But if there's something else, if there's something I could suggest for Winona, I think it just has to be, I don't think you have access to ice types then. So probably electric types or flying types. Electric or flying types, those are the best I can do. Flying types against the Altaria and electric types against the others. Because the others are actually quite easy. Swallow, Skarmory and Pelipper. Like, they could get 1 or 2 shotted. Altaria, just use flying types, or if you have confidence in your electric type, use electric type move. I wouldn't know, because it has Earthquake. But that is all for this ranking. Join me in the next video where I'll be ranking all the gym leaders in the Sinnoh region, where like most of the gym leaders there. And that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press that notification bell icon corner below. If you're liking the fact I just talk about utter nonsense for 20 minutes at most, then consider subscribing, because I do this kind of stuff on a regular basis. Till then, I'll see you next time.